But one thing that is for certain is if you are a woman, you're going to have a menstrual cycle because, again, our bodies biologically and naturally prepare for pregnancy. Hello, ladies and gents. I am Jaylyn Renee. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be talking all things menstrual cycle, aka your period, aka part in the Red Sea, aka whatever you call it, whatever the girls or the ladies in your circle call it. We are going to be talking all things your menstrual cycle, I guess I could say. I'm probably going to end up switching it to period because, you know, whatever. But yeah, we are going to be talking about it today. I'm going to be giving you guys some scientific background and also showing you guys my own personal shower routine when it is that time of the month for me. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video so you can catch all of the good stuff, okay? Before we even get started, make sure you click that big red button down below if you have not yet become a part of the JLUXE gang. We would absolutely love to have you. We always have some new, fun, exciting content coming for you guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you are notified every single time I do post and upload. So let's get started. So let's get right into it. So the menstrual cycle. I always love talking about this because I remember a time when I was growing up that it was kind of like taboo to talk about your menstrual cycle, and it kind of wasn't really a conversation until you got your menstrual cycle. So I'm making this video for all women because I feel like everyone can learn a little bit of something from this video, but I am really aiming this video to younger girls who maybe just first started getting their period, or even girls that haven't gotten their period yet and just want to learn a little bit more. I think it's important that, you know, we have these conversations so all of us are aware of what's going on with their body and why it's going on, okay? And I feel like it's kind of different getting it from school versus getting it in a personal environment. So let me be your auntie today. If you are watching, you're a teenager, or you've gotten your period but you still are kind of like eerie of it, or if you have not gotten your period yet and you're just kind of, I wouldn't say anticipating, but it's gonna eventually come because you're a woman. So let Auntie Jaylyn help you out, okay? So let's start off with talking about what is a period. What's the purpose of a period? A menstrual cycle. The purpose of your menstrual cycle is to clear out or get rid of tissue that is no longer needed in your body. Now, what does that mean? That means that your body as a woman goes through something called ovulation, right? So ovulation is a process that our body goes through that is prepping our body for pregnancy. Now wait, hold on now. So as a woman, you have a womb, you have a uterus, you have reproductive organs that men don't, right? And these reproductive organs support you having a baby or getting pregnant. So every month when your period cycle is coming along, your body is prepping for a pregnancy, whether you are pregnant or whether you're not pregnant, okay? Your body is always 10 steps ahead. Your body is always 10 steps ahead. It wants to prepare itself just in case you are getting pregnant. Now, that option is only for married women, okay? So until you're a married woman, you won't have to worry about it. Your body is going to take care of it through your menstrual cycle. So let's talk about that ovulation thing a little bit further. At the beginning of your menstrual cycle, your uterus is thin. And as time goes by throughout the month, your uterus is going to thicken up. And your uterus is thickening up because, again, it is preparing itself for a fertilized egg, okay? Your uterus lining is going to thicken up to be able to protect that egg, okay? So I hope that makes sense. If it's not making sense, guys, ask your questions down below in the comment section, because I really want you guys to understand this, okay? So that lining in your uterus is the tissue, okay? So the tissue is going to thicken up, or the uterus lining is going to thicken up. And what happens is, once you're at the end of your cycle and your body realizes that you are not pregnant and it does not need that thick lining, it's going to start shedding. And this is when we get blood coming through, okay? So it's basically getting rid of that extra tissue that it has built up on your uterus, and it's gonna get rid of it because we're not pregnant. So it's gonna get rid of it totally, and it's getting rid of it in the form of blood, okay? I hope that makes sense, guys. So another thing that I wanted to touch on with the makeup of your vagina during your menstrual cycle is your pH levels. This is extremely, extremely important, ladies. You have to understand this because you don't want to get certain type of bacteria or yeast infections. So understanding the different levels that your vagina goes through throughout the month will help you prevent certain types of infections and bacteria and things like that. So let's talk about that. Blood has a natural pH of 7.4. It's around 7.4. During that time of the month, your vagina's pH level is going to go up a little bit. It's going to go up between 4.0 through 4.5, just depending on the person. So you always want to be mindful of that, because certain things can throw your pH off really, really quickly, such as sitting the wrong way, not wearing the type of underwear you need to wear when on your period, not wearing the proper clothing when you're on your period, not changing your sanitary napkins or your tampon as frequently as you need to, excessively eating certain types of foods, and lack of water can all be contributors to throwing your pH off when you are on your period. Now, I would say that it is kind of difficult to throw your pH off so far that you do get something like a yeast infection or a bacterial infection, especially when you're on your menstrual cycle, because again, your menstrual cycle is getting rid of things it doesn't need. It's kind of like a cleaning tool, but you still want to be mindful of that and treat your ladybug with the best care possible. Moving right along. So I know I mentioned one thing I did mention is wearing the proper underwear and changing your pad frequently, or changing your sanitary napkin or your tampon frequently. So I'm going to show you ladies the type of underwear that I use and how I layer my clothing to not only make sure that I'm nice and comfortable and that my pH level stays where it needs to stay, but also to prevent any spillovers, any leaks or anything like that, and just to be all around comfortable. So let's get started. So one thing I do for underwear is I wear boxers, guys. Literally, when it's that time of the month, and sometimes outside of that time of the month, I wear boxers. So I usually run to Burlington and just pick up a pair of boxers. This is a 4-pack. They were $10.99. And I pick up a new pack every 3 to 4 months just because of leaks and things like that. And just, you want to keep your underwear fresh anyway. But I love using boxers because they fit tightly and they're not necessarily in the shape of a panty, so it gives you a little bit extra room down there as far as your thighs rubbing together and things like that. And it holds your sanitary napkin or your tampon or whatever you're wearing in place better. That's just my personal experience. So let me go ahead and open this and show you guys. Well, see how, I mean, obviously mostly everybody has seen boxers before, but there's extra length here. There's somewhat like boy shorts, but they just offer a little bit more length, and it's going to keep everything secure up there with your ladybug and your pad situation that you have going on. So me personally, I 100% recommend you guys trying out boxers for that time of the month, just to keep everything nice and secure. I do not wear panties with these. I wear these just alone as my panties, and then I layer some type of biker shorts or leggings, something that's tight that again can hold everything in place. These are super slimming biker shorts. Again, I picked these up at Burlington as well, and they have a good stretch on them, but they're also really fitted, and I like that. And they came in a 2-pack, and I just slip these up over my boxers and I'm good. I know that I'm secure, and it's really unlikely for me to have any leaks or anything like that. It has happened where I have leaked, but again, it's really unlikely, and it's very rare for me to leak when I am using that system. Okay, so highly recommend you guys try that. So if I do happen to get some type of leak on my underwear or my boxers, what I do is use Shout. I use Shout to just spray on the area where I leaked, and just throw it in the washer, and I never have an issue with getting my stains out of my underwear or my boxers. I never have an issue with that. So I do recommend you grab a bottle of Shout just to have handy for the time of the month. So one thing that's extremely important is disposing your sanitary napkins or your tampons properly. Okay, so the one thing you're gonna want to do is take some form of a bag, rather it's a shopping bag, rather it's a scented trash bag. I usually pick up the small scented trash bags from the dollar store, and I just use those during the time of the month because I know that I'm going to be taking my bathroom trash out more frequently. And I just use that system because it works. At the end of the night, when I take my last shower of the day, I just go ahead and take my bag out of the trash can and dispose of it. You don't want to keep your sanitary napkins in the trash can in your bathroom for too long. Not only do I just feel personally it's not very sanitary to do that, and it's not very becoming. You don't want a smell or a stench to start forming, so you want to get that out every single day as soon as you can. You know, do what makes sense for you. Some people bleed a little bit heavier than others, but you definitely want to get those sanitary napkins out of there. You don't want to keep those there for a week. You want to get it out of there. Okay, so disposing of a sanitary napkin, I'm just going to use these little panty liners that I have, and I am going to demonstrate with you guys. So I was personally taught to use the new wrapper to wrap your sanitary napkin that you're disposing in. So say this one was the one that was used. Okay, so we use this one and we're taking it out and we're getting ready to dispose of it, right? So I simply like to fold that baby up. So if it does come unraveled, no one can see your business, okay? So I fold it up, and this is a small one, so it's easier to fold the corners. But if you do have a bigger one, you can still fold it down. And then I take the wrapper of the newer one that I'm gonna use, and I just roll it all together. And you see how simple that is, how it's all wrapped up. No one should be able to see your business. You don't have to worry about guests coming over and seeing, you know, what's in there or anything like that. It's perfectly wrapped. You don't have to waste tissue. You just literally use the wrapper of the new sanitary napkin that you're using and just put it in there. Use that. Now, if you are wearing tampons, you can do the same thing too, but I do recommend you wrapping it again in tissue, just because of the way a tampon is personally packaged. You don't have as much packaging with the tampon, and you know, you just, for me, it's important that no one sees your business. no one wants to see what's in that pad. I mean, I don't half the time want to see it. So make sure you have it wrapped up nice and neatly. So guys, that's pretty much the talking portion of this video. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the shower routine that I personally use. Give you guys some tips that you maybe can try out to make your time of the month better. And you know, I just highly recommend you do what you need to do to embrace this time of the month. It is very powerful what us as women go through and the reason behind it. So make sure you embrace it. Make sure you learn as much as you can about your body and about that time of the month. And I hope you guys learned a lot. And let's get into the shower routine. So I always start my showers off with setting the mood and lighting a candle. So today I lit a lavender scented one. And guys, to be honest, usually when it's that time of the month, I focus on lavender infused products because it just relaxes my body. I'm taking this Dr. Teal's Epsom Salt Body Scrub, which is of course lavender infused, and I'm gonna go in and use that as a body scrub. So the abrasiveness of this scrub is not as hard or as strong as I would like it, so I do use my exfoliating gloves with it. This foaming wash should be no secret to any of you guys. This is the Honey Pot Company's Normal Foaming Wash. It is a plant-based feminine care line and I absolutely love it. I have not really ventured out with anything else beside this because it works so well with my body. The pH level of this wash stays between 3.5 and 4.5, so it is the absolute perfect pH level for your ladybug. Now I'm taking this Olay Moisture Ribbons Plus body wash. It has shea and lavender oils infused in it, and when I tell you guys this smells like heaven, if you do not have this in your collection, please do yourself a favor and go pick it up.